Hello Sagittarius, and happy birthday to all the Sagittarius. The late November Sagittarius is out there. Another thing that's happening for you this month is your one new moon. You have a new moon and a full moon every year, and your new moon is going to be happening on the 23rd of November. So more exciting news there, but we'll get into that in a minute. First I want to tell you that I'm Vickie Verlie, and you can find me at vickieverlie.com. Don't be fooled by imposters. The decks we're going to use for the main part of the reading today is going to be the Chrysalis Tarot, followed up with my animal, not my animal totem, but my rock and roll tarot deck. We're going to use that for the second part of the reading. Excuse me. And then for the third part of the reading, we're going to pull an animal totem card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards. If you're level 2 Patreon supporter, there's going to be even more cards pulled from the Morgan Greer will be the deck we're using this month from the tin. All the decks that I'm using in this video, bonus reading too, are listed in the description below if you would like to get them for yourself. Alright, so yeah, I want to pull out the astrology wheel for a minute and talk a little astrology before we get into the taroscope, because it's another big month of astrology here. So we're going to have the eclipse in Taurus, and Jupiter is going to go into Pisces. So here you are, Sagittarius, and you're having your new moon in your chart. So this is setting your new intention and your birthday, your solar return, and your new moon. Set the intention for the upcoming year, for the next 12 months, because that's the solar cycle. Has nothing to do with January 1st. Your most powerful time for creating the life you want and manifesting your reality. You're in it right now, Sagittarius. And the full moon, the new moon, of course, on the 23rd. But even if you're a December Sag, it's going to be that new moon. It's going to be real powerful. And then we've got your birthday, your actual solar return, which is your birthday. So we're going to have this full moon solar eclipse, and it's your 6th house. So be careful about health things. There could be some health things that you just can't deny anymore. Something that's, for some of you, I'm picking up knees. Your knees been bothering you, and you may have to go in and get something done, knee replacement, or it's like things like that, or maybe a bad tooth. Blah, blah, blah. I'm picking up like things like that for some people. It could be health related. It's also going to be 6th house is your work, so it could be having to do with your job. These full moon eclipses, these lunar eclipses, by the way, that's on November 8th, if I didn't mention that. These lunar eclipses, these are the ones that eclipse something out of your life. So you may be looking at something being eclipsed out of your life. Usually it's for your highest good, and sometimes it can even be in a moment you realize, woo, I'm glad that's over. Well, like maybe if you're having knee pain, it's like getting that knee pain is eclipsed out of my life because I went and had my knee done or whatever. Or you're having a toothache, well, I went and got my root canal and it hurt, but now I've got, it doesn't hurt anymore. So it could be like that, but it could apply to work too. It could be a situation that's just been, I'm hearing sucking for a long time. That's just the straight how the guy came through with it. And if you don't take action, the universe sometimes will take action for you. It could be like that. But if you're already taking the initiative and you're taking action, it could be more like the universe gives you that rev, that extra. It's turbocharged, So a good time to do something like that. Use that energy to plan it that way. The other thing that's going on is Jupiter was in Sagittarius, Aries, which is probably a little bit more harmonious for you for the last 6 months or so. I'm going to look it up once and for all. Sorry, Sag, I'm butting into your video a little bit, but I keep saying it was about this time, it was about that time. And then we're going to talk about exactly when it was. When did Jupiter go into excuse me, I don't want to edit this out. I'm sorry if you're upset. Don't let it upset you. It was May. Okay, it was May 10th or something like that. Let me make a quick note and write that down. The Jupiter was May. So in May, when it went into Aries, that's probably a little bit a nicer vibration for you, combination for you, because then it's a trine. It moved into a fellow fire sign. It was a nice trine, but it's moving back into the Pisces energy, and what happens then is it forms a square. So it was in there. You felt this energy real recently, early 2020. So this is reverting back to early 2020. And even if you're not Sag rising, this was squaring your Sagittarius stuff, So Squares make friction, squares can push you, and then if we got another square happening along with the eclipse, some of you may be feeling kind of pushed. But it's the universe pushing you. It's the universe that has the... Jupiter has a wider... It's very expansive. So, and well, Jupiter, you'll feel this too, Sagittarius, because Jupiter is your ruling planet. I mean, so anytime Jupiter makes a move, you feel it because you're ruled by Jupiter. But it's expansive, it's expansive, and I already forgot what I was going to say because sorry about that. That happens sometimes. But let's move into the cards. So we're going to do a tarot reading, Celtic Cross, general reading. There's no gender in this. This is going to be for Sag Sun sign, Sag Rising, Sag Moon, or anybody who has Sagittarius in their chart in a prominent way. This is your reading. 7 spirals. Now the spirals in this deck is the swords. Or is it? No, it's the rods. The rods. 7 of rods. Another bear. Bear was out early. Ooh, the tower or Kali. Yeah. Kali. Queen of Stones. That's the Queen of Pentacles, the artist, the artiste. In the past here, we've got 10 of Scrolls. Something's come to the end of the line here with the tower and the 10 of Scrolls here. Ace of Spirals up here. Aries energy. That's, clearly Aries energy. So we got to talk about when the Jupiter goes back into Aries. The Phoenix, which is Judgment, rising from the ashes. 6 of Stones, getting that money. 9 of Scrolls, which is the 9 of Swords. Yeah, so, you got these 9 and 10 of Swords in here. Ace of Stones, you're wanting to make some new move with the Pentacles, with the money. And then 6 of Scrolls, which is the 6 of Swords. Which is the 6 of Swords, the one where he's moving on down the road there. I need a real quick refresher on that one. I believe it is the one in the original where he's going down the river. And when I said that too, it's because that's an old term for somebody going to jail. They go or up the river. Yeah, it is the 6 of Swords. That's what I thought. That's the original card that represents. One more thing before we start this reading. I picked the deck up and moved over here. There's a card still here. Oh, wait, actually, there's a few cards here. 2. So I'm going to include these also in the reading. I'm going to put them up here. What the 2 cards that were left behind that I just pulled out is the 9 of Mirrors, which is the 9 of Cups. Wish card, nice. And 4 of Scrolls, so that's like healing. We're having a healing. You've got a lot of sword cards in this reading, and you've got cards of struggle. You've got 9 and 10 of Swords. And then you've got this, you need a break. But it's interesting about this Aries energy, too, because then at the end of December, we're going to go back into Aries again. And so for some of you, you may feel really stalled out by this Pisces stuff. This may be really, putting the kibosh on your plans, not moving forward. And then when it goes back into Aries at the mid-December, actually, it'll go back into Aries. Then I think things are going to start. You might be in a time frame of just things aren't really moving this quickly with this card over here. And, the tower is here. The old things are breaking down. They are definitely breaking down. And this eclipse is going to bring it right out again. That's at 11/8 date there. You do have this Queen of Stones that I do get, which is a Queen of Pentacles, and I do get a nice vibe off of her, him or her, whoever, but the artist. So it might be somebody who's an artist, or maybe you yourself are even an artist. I have found, in times of chaos and transition, that I can lose myself in art. I definitely lose myself in art. And if you are, I do even have some art classes. I wasn't planning on bringing that up, but I do have some spiritual art classes where you go through and it's all about, healing and doing, and with you. So I have a solar return, actually, a solar return painting class that's all about creating your year in art, through the art, the portrait. So you can check that out maybe if you want. You can find that below. But after the tower, here comes, the phoenix rising from the ashes. So this is the ashes, everybody, and then we're rising above. And, you got this, you're going to get some money somehow. There's some money showing up, and there's this Ace of Pentacles. And you got 2 aces, Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Rods. And this is 9 of Swords. This is all part of the state you may find yourself in. What is it? You may ask yourself. Da-do-do-do. Da-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. What is that? It's some song. You may ask yourself. Blah, blah, blah. That's coming through. Somebody wants to look it up and paste the lyrics, go for it. Six of Scrolls, though, is really about moving on. And I like the way it's depicted in this card. I guess it's like she's saying goodbye, you know? But she's saying goodbye to this elephant, which is this really heavy energy, you know? So you can look at it that way, too. But somehow familiar, you know? The hell you know. You know, the hell you know, and instead of the hell you don't know. That old saying. All right, let's start shuffling up. Now this part, you are the fire sign energy. So we're going to look for you. We're going to look for the Queen, King, or Knight of Rods. And when you show up, there you are. And we'll look at the cards around you. Oh, you showed up right away. You've shown up as Knight of Rods. So you're gonna get your charge back. Look at this. Yeah, you're gonna feel young and enthusiastic. Something's gonna feel fresh and new, and you know you're gonna be excited about life again if you haven't been. Or there's gonna be a new influx of you know, that kind of energy, that zeal for life or zest for life or something like that. Because you're showing up here. You know, you're on fire. You're a dynamo. You're really on fire. You're really raring to go. Something sparks your interest. So we've got 3 of the 4 aces now. We've got the Ace of Rods, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. So we're turning a corner. Turning a corner. We're going in this Ace, new beginning Ace energy. And you're going right towards the sun. Beautiful. And look at this. I mean, there's definitely, this is some major love stuff for a lot of people. Well, it's a major relationship. With the Lovers there, probably you know, romantic for most people. But, you know, there could be other things if that doesn't apply to you or whatever. But look, she's, and again, he, she, it doesn't matter. If you're, the gender doesn't apply, but I'm just going to, you know, use the pronouns as they are on the cards. So we've got, you know, she's charged up by that sun, he's charged up. This is this falling in love with some new thing in your life. Maybe it's falling in love with the relationship, because it could be you're building something. You know, this could be somebody, a business partner who just, you know, you guys are on the same page, you want to build this thing together, and these are sparks of ideas, because I really do, I feel like there's sparks flying out of the sun. You know, sparks are flying in the best possible way, not in a way of contention. This is a breath of fresh air. I'm going to put that, a breath of fresh air. I think that's your title. A breath of fresh air. Yeah, it could be with somebody from the past, or with the Jupiter being your ruling sign and going backward, and we're going back into Pisces. It might be an idea or a business or something that you had from the past that you're going to get going again here, you know. And it's you have an opportunity to really make some dreams come true here. Doing it our way. I know what that one is. That is Laverne and Shirley. Doing it our way. Na na na, do 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 do. Straight ahead and do 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 do. We're gonna make our dreams come true. Doing it our way. I'm shuffling the animal totem card. We're moving on. We're moving on. Real quick announcement again, a reminder, 2023 year ahead readings. People have been ordering them. It's a hot item of the year. A lot of you order every year. Available for a limited time. Check it out if you're interested. It'll be available to the end of the year. It's some astrology. Look at the major transits, and there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff moving around in the stars for next year. So we'll talk about that first. Then we do a tarot reading of the 4 quarters of the year, and then we pull an animal totem, just like I'm going to do right now for you here. All right, animal totem for our Sag friends. I don't know why I cut these last time. I don't know why I usually don't cut them, but something is compelling me to cut these cards. Cat. You know, I set it down. It's happened in another read, because there's a lot of animals in this deck, too. But look at this cat, and then this cat. And it's like an evolution. it's like, here's the cat in the wild and here's the domestic cat. It reminds me of those. Have you ever seen those memes? I've seen them with the wolves, and the wolves are by the fire and they show them, they're going, oh, they'll give us a piece of meat. They seem okay. What's the worst that can happen? Then they show, fast forward, and they got these, these animals, the little dog dressed up with the hat and dyed hair and everything. But I get that kind of sense of this. This is, old news. This is being trapped. This is a more primitive way of being. And this is a much more refined. Not that, I mean, in some ways we could say it's the other way around. Just like that meme, what that meme is trying to illustrate. Maybe this is the better version. But in this case, I feel like it's showing this evolution for you. It's showing, this is a heavier energy. This is a, this is what's being left behind, but this is, this is where you're going to end up, in a better place, more refined, nicer surroundings, more civilized. For some people out there, it's more civilized. Dealing with people in a more civilized way. Stealth huntress of the night, ancient intelligence, familiar of the goddess, waiting patiently for the time to act, being flexible with balance and grace. Well, I think you've been waiting patiently long enough, if that's where you're at, because it's clearly a time. Kali attends, 9s and 10s, and eclipse season, and, the time to act is now. The time to act is on that new moon in your sign, on the 23rd. The time to act is your birthday, your solar return. Those are the times to plant those seeds, make those new beginnings, initiate, the new cycles that are coming through. Really powerful. Hey, before we go, I just want to do a quick announcement. In early November, the first week or so, I'm going to have my new Christmas song. It's it's an old Christmas song, but I redid it, changed the key, changed it up a little bit, reimagining of my Christmas song that I wrote years and years ago. And so it'll be out if you're watching this in November, please do take a minute to check it out, listen to it. If you like it, add it to your favorites playlists on Spotify and whatnot. Another thing, people always ask me, I get a lot of people asking me about, this is open still, there we go. I was having a breakdown before. In one of the other videos, I couldn't make it stop playing, but people ask me about, where's this rock and roll prophetess? What's that all about? I am a musician and been around forever. In my hometown of Cleveland, Level Up Cleveland, they did an interview with me. And it talks, if you're interested, it's all about my musical coming up in Cleveland as a band and my music history and things, all the music stuff I did, back in the day. And they talked a lot about my parents' bar too. I know I mentioned that in the readings for my regular viewers a lot. If you're interested in a little bit more about my parents' bar, and we talk about that too. So check that out if you're interested. Don't forget about the year ahead readings. Also, as we're moving into the holiday season, I do have all sorts of my art is on notebooks, and if you check out my site, there's a lot of cool things on my site that could make an awesome gift for somebody who might be on your holiday shopping list. And it's a unique and cool, and I mean, not only me, consider, doing some of your holiday shopping from independent creators, because then we're not feeding the corporate greed. It's going to, the creator themselves. I always try to do that, and shop local too, but also online with your favorite independent creators. But I have all sorts of cool, unique gifts that you can get, notebooks and t-shirts and different things. So if maybe you could buy a gift for someone else or even for yourself, and also that little bit of money comes my way, so that's always appreciated. And I do appreciate everything you guys do to help support me in the channel by liking, subscribing, sharing. The subscribe is down the bottom right over there. When you interact with my channel, that triggers that YouTube algorithm, and then my readings can get out to more people, and it also lets me know that you would like me to continue doing the readings as I have been. So it's an exciting month, and Jupiter, your ruler, moving, your new moon, Jupiter, your ruler, making a big move, Sag. Shifts and changes, but just keep your eye on the prize over here of this new beautiful things that are coming forth. And I think it'll all be good. It'll all work out in the end. It all comes out in the wash. That's what the guide said. All right, everybody. Hey, Patreon, you're up next. So if you want to get in on that, you can find out the information below. Have the best month ever. We'll talk again soon. Bye.